if you're traveling to all these places, if your family's going on hikes or something, don't be the one that stays back. Like, go out on the hikes, like, explore the country, like, see God's beauty. That's my advice.
Hello and welcome to the Teens on the Road podcast, where we talk about all the ups and downs of living in an RV as a teenager. I'm your hostess Kayla, and each week we'll meet a new perspective on what it means to live this lifestyle. Whether you've been on the road for 6 months or 6 years, this podcast is here for you, to share laughs, to remember the hard times, and to celebrate the good ones. Stick around to meet our guest of the week and learn all about their story. Ready for the ride? Let's go!
I'm Riley. I've been on the road for 3.5 years, and fun fact about myself is I really like cooking and hiking.
Yes, he does. He makes some of the best food like I've ever eaten. Like, it's so good. Like, I think my favorite was that marshmallow cookie popcorn that you made. God, it was so good. Was it Glacier?
The marshmallow cookie popcorn?
The Oreo popcorn?
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
So
that
good.
was really good.
Oh my God. Anyway, I've known Riley for 11 months, 10 months. We met in March, right?
Yeah, we met
in
the
West Coast. Yeah, it was the West Coast family reunion, and we've been to a few events since then together, and he's just a really cool guy. So I'm like, you know what? You should be on my podcast. So here he is. And he just turned 13 like 3 days ago. So he's officially a teenager, and I can actually have him on without it being illegal. So, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. First question. What is your traveling story?
Okay, so since I was born, we've always been weekenders, but like hardcore weekenders. Like, we'd wake up super early in the morning, drive to a campground Saturday morning, or actually sometimes even Friday night if we weren't busy, and then we'd leave as late as we possibly can, like Sunday or sometimes even Monday morning. But we would start camping the second the season started and camp till the season ended.
So every weekend?
Every weekend.
Wow, hardcore.
Hardcore weekenders. Yeah, we've always camped, but my parents, they saw all these people who were waiting until retirement to travel around. And like, they would save up all this money and like they would just get ready to travel. They would pass before they retired. So
Yeah,
they weren't
really
able
sad.
to travel. Like, that we've met a lot of people who that's happened to. So they just wanted to give us the opportunity to travel around, like see the United States and stuff. Yeah, so that's our traveling story.
Awesome. So did you guys always have the RV then? Or did you like tent camp on the weekend?
So we had, over the course of our travels, since I was a baby, 3 different rigs. We got our new one, the Jayco Seismic, when we first got on the road, and we're actually getting a new one in a few months. When I was like a baby, we had this really tiny travel trailer, and then until I was like, I think 9 or 10, we had a Reflection, which would fall apart every 5 seconds.
Oh no.
We don't like Reflections. But so the Seismic.
Gotcha. So it has always been the RV for you then?
Yeah.
So how old were you when you went full time?
So we went full time, I think July 1st, July 4th. And I was 10. I believe, 10 at the time.
So what was the transition like going from weekender to all the timer?
I mean, I definitely did miss some of my friends, and because for the first like few months, we weren't a part of Fulltime Families. My mom discovered, I've been like hearing other people's stories, and compared to other people, my mom found Fulltime Families fairly fast, but still, it was like, I forget how many months, like a rough estimate, like 4 or 5 months.
Well, when you're 10,
yeah,
and then you leave all your friends.
So I was sad. I mean, I liked hanging out with my brothers and stuff. I thought being on the road was like the coolest thing though.
Yeah.
Because 10-year-old me thought like, wow, I'm like one of those YouTubers or something. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of.
But I mean, we were hardcore weekenders, like I said, so it wasn't that big of a change for me. So
I bet you started going to a lot of new places that you hadn't been able to before.
Yeah, we've always traveled, but like not like this.
Yeah, for sure. Has traveling brought your family together?
Oh, 100%. So we used to live in this like decent sized house, but we had like a basement, so us kids would just stay down there. My parents would like stay in the living room, but also my dad would be at work. He would like fly out for work like over the week, and we'd all be in school, and even when we come home,
Not interact.
we would not interact. I feel like we would either like, I mean, sometimes we would go like downstairs and like us kids would hang out, but also like on the weekends when we finally got to hang out like as a entire family between camping, sports, and like Cub Scouts and stuff like
And school.
yeah. And now being on the road, since we're in a 46-foot rig, it's definitely brought us closer, figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, a 46 rig is big, but it's not a house.
No,
like
it's
with
not a house.
Two completely separate stories. So
yeah.
For sure, agree with you. How has traveling impacted your faith?
It's definitely, so I mean, when I was younger, like I used to have a bunch of like kid versions of the Bibles and stuff, but when I first got on the road, I mean, I didn't really like, I wasn't really thinking about it. And then like I think was it like a year and a half, like 2 years in, I started thinking about it, and I used to believe in like a higher power. It's not really Jesus. And then I started like researching it and stuff, and then I started like reading the Bible, and then so it's definitely helped with my faith in like Jesus and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to go closer to God. Trying to.
Have you grown up Christian, or was that something that you figured out on your own?
So I mean, my family like believes in God and stuff. We're not like super duper religious and stuff, but I mean, it's sort of like something I figured out on my own for the most part.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Have you been able to go to church on the road, or has that been something that you've been lacking?
So I have been able to go to church, and especially like we've been going to a lot of events recently. So it's sort of hard because like you wake up, like you immediately go outside and hang out with all your friends, and then you look at the time, you're like, oh, like you look at your phone, you look at the date and the time, you realize like, oh shoot, I missed church, or like I should have gone to church. So I mean, at events it's definitely hard just because I'm still going closer to God, and I just like I guess started my path. I've been forgetting a lot, so but
you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So moving on to traveling questions. What was the first time you fell in love with a place, and why?
Somewhere in South Carolina, because as a kid in our old house, we didn't have like a giant yard, but we had like around an acre or something. I mean, it's still pretty decently sized, but we had like a dirt bike and 4-wheeler track. We had so many dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. It was like my favorite thing to do ever. And when we got on the road, we didn't bring them with us. So that was one of the things that I really missed out on. And we have friends in South Carolina who have a giant property with a bunch of side-by-sides. So whenever we go there, like the first time we went there, they took us on a bunch of side-by-side rides on trails going like super fast, like drifting and stuff. It was
drifting.
in like the mud. It was just like
awesome.
I definitely miss having dirt bikes and 4-wheelers, but that's like the closest thing I got to it here. I mean, we have a golf cart, but still, it's nothing compared to that.
It's still a pretty cool golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got horns on the front. It's awesome.
Well, Connor broke them off.
He did? How did he do that?
This is like the 5th time.
Oh my god. Of course he did. Oh, we have actually friends in South Carolina. They have land too, and we would ride their 4-wheelers and stuff. Yeah. It's a good place to go 4-wheeling.
It is, South Carolina, because like our friends are in like Greenville and stuff, so.
Yeah, close to that area. It's nice and flat.
Yeah.
Lots of pine trees, you know. It's all good. What's a place you hope to never return to?
New Mexico.
How come?
I don't know. It's just like when I think of like beautiful America, I think of mountains, trees, water, snow, I guess. New Mexico is literally the opposite of that. It's just like it's the same reason I don't like some parts of Arizona. It's because it's just so flat.
Dirt.
dry dirt. Also, I'm not a fan of the architecture in like New Mexico and stuff.
Like the Pueblo kind of thing?
Yeah, and like the like in Arizona as well.
Mm-hmm. What kind of architecture do you like?
I want like if I were to build a house, I want it to be made out of like wood, like oak wood or something, and brick, like red brick.
Classic.
Like
Nice.
I don't want modern. I don't want like
None of that. None of that.
Nope.
That's great. For you, what is the hardest part about traveling full time?
Well, first of all, I mean we see friends, and the first year we were traveling every single week, sometimes even less, like a few days, we would travel to a new place because we wanted to get all 50 states down.
Were you planning on doing it for a year?
We were just planning. I feel like everyone plans for doing it for a year.
It's true.
Yeah, and now, but so we've just been slowing down, staying like a week or a few weeks in some places, and so we have been able to spend longer with friends, but like leaving them is like them leaving us is sort of sad, but also because we have an additional trailer that we travel around with that has a bunch of like stuff, we have to unpack it and pack it up everywhere we go. So that takes us like an hour. So that's sort of
so just a lot of traveling and a lot to do when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so in your experience, what are the best ways to make friends on the road?
I guess put yourself out there. Like I am. What's the opposite of introvert? Extrovert.
Yes.
I am like the biggest extrovert you will ever find.
It's true.
If I see a conversation, I will just go up and like join in stuff because my goal is to have multiple friends in every 50 states.
That's really cool.
But I say just put yourself out there. Also, I used to be sort of shy, believe it or not.
I could not ever believe that, guys.
Yeah, you just gotta put yourself out there, be confident. Obviously be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my advice.
Good advice. I mean, you can't make friends if you're just staying inside all the time. It's true.
Yep.
So how do you do school on the road?
We use a program called Acellus.
I used Acellus. And how does that work on when you're traveling?
So it's just like there's pre-recorded videos and like questions and stuff. I do like Acellus. I'm just like I don't know. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't have much problems with it.
It's just kind of eh.
Yeah.
It's school.
It's school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole lot easier. It only takes me like an hour and a half every day. I do the same amount of work that like people like kids in public school do.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you're only what, 6th grade?
7th.
7th grade. Do you have any kind of plans for college or dreams about that?
I don't want to go to college. I want to go into the Marines though.
Okay. So not like a military college, just straight into the Marines?
Straight into boot camp.
Nice. Sounds about right too. You have military family too, so.
Yeah, my older sister, my father, my great grandpa.
What is something about traveling that you have learned to love?
I guess embrace the suck. Because bad things are gonna happen on the road, like especially on travel days. And it's just a part of being full time.
And you've learned to love that?
I've learned to deal with it.
I see. Tolerate
it.
Mildly appreciate.
I mean, character building, I guess.
Yes, that makes sense. That's definitely something you have to learn to deal with because it's so different than the hard part of regular life.
Yeah,
you know?
Like on the road, I've learned I like to change a tire, which is really easy.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone knows how to do that, but like I learned how to do a bunch of stuff on the road because of not too great things happening, especially on travel days. So
surprisingly, a lot of people don't know how to change a tire.
Also, I've learned how to change a leaf spring as well.
That's cool.
It stinks.
It does. Like oil or like grease?
No, it just takes so long.
Oh, like it doesn't literally stink.
No.
It just takes forever.
It just takes forever.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember we've blown like 3 leaf springs on this thing too. Like the bigger your rig is, the more exponential problems that you have with it. It's ridiculous.
I can't even count how many leaf springs we broke. Like between our our camper and our like mini trailer,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so they have a 46-foot trailer.
Yeah.
Just the fifth wheel. And then behind that, they have a like garage trailer where they keep all their mechanic stuff. So it's a big setup. So I can't imagine you guys' travel days, like unpacking and packing.
Yeah.
Does your dad tow both trailers, or do you have a separate car?
So we have a truck that tows our camper, and then my mom has a Durango, which tows the little trailer.
Okay, so it's not on the same rig.
That would be very difficult,
Yeah,
especially
it
on
would.
turns and stuff.
I know. I've seen maybe one time like a Class A that was towing two things behind it, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, that's insane. Have you ever seen those semi-truck drivers who have two trailers?
I've seen one that has like 3.
Really? That's crazy. I can't even imagine. Like, you can't. How do you even get gas at that point? You know? How do you fit? You don't fit. Like, it's stupid.
I think maybe they pull into like a separate area and just like imagine like the gas cans they have to fill up and walk, fill up and walk.
Yeah, like a conveyor belt. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. That's hilarious, actually. But, I mean, seriously, though. Thank you, truck drivers of America, for the work that you do. No kidding. Does your RV have a certain setup that you love about it?
The kitchen.
What do you love? Oh, guys, he's getting on his cooking rant. Let's begin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because it was a little difficult adjusting to it. I mean, I wasn't like a super big cook when we first got on the road, but I mean, I enjoyed doing it with my mom and stuff. So being in a cramped kitchen was, but I've actually gotten like used to it and stuff, and I can like move fluently in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But the design of our kitchen, like the counter space is big. The counter space is big, which I like.
You have a pretty big kitchen.
Yeah. Because also there's enough space where I can put like we have 4. We can put like 4 pots, 4 pans on the stove because there's 4 different areas.
Wow, that's great.
And then there's enough room where then in like the counter space next to it, I can like chop stuff. So yeah, I definitely love the counter space.
That's awesome. Yeah, and most teenagers wouldn't say the kitchen about their RV, but Mr. Cook Riley over here totally would.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any pets?
Oh, I got 2 dogs, Hoover and Daisy.
How do they like living on the road?
They love it. They're living their best life.
Yeah.
So we got Daisy. She's the oldest. She's 3 years, I believe now. We got her before we got on the road. She was our COVID dog, so I think she's really loving it. And then Hoover, we got while we were on the road. We got him, and the reason his name is Hoover is because we got him at the Hoover Dam.
Oh.
So he's the damn dog.
That's funny.
Hopefully, I'm trying to convince my parents to get a cat because cats are amazing.
I love my cats. I have gotten 2 cats in the past like 4 months, and it was kind of ridiculous, but I actually do love them.
I want to get a cat so bad. I'm trying to convince my parents. My mom's on board with it. Mm-hmm. Not my dad.
Yeah, shocker though. What kind of cat do you like?
My mom said she wants like I think she said like a black one or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like a black or a gray one, I believe. I don't know the types of cats. I just want one that'll cuddle me, not scratch me.
Gotcha.
That's my preference.
A sweet kitty.
Mm-hmm. Sweet kitty.
Hello, editor's note. About 3 weeks after we recorded this episode, Riley's mom actually went out and bought a cat. Her name's Penelope. She's a little gray cat, and she's very playful and sweet. So, yeah. Do you have any funny stories about your pets?
For Father's Day, my dad loves seafood. I mean, we all do. Seafood's amazing.
Yeah.
So my mom got for Father's Day, some clam chowder, some oysters, and then a bunch of live lobsters.
Ooh.
So when we took them home with the rubber bands on, we put them on. Hoover and Daisy were super interested, so we put them on the ground. I can show you the video. Hoover and Daisy were like playing with them and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So it was really funny.
Yeah. Did they like come out with their claws, or did they keep the rubber bands on the whole time?
They tried. They definitely tried.
That's funny. Has traveling given you opportunities that you otherwise would not have had?
Yes, because I like cooking and stuff. being able to get fresh ingredients from other places. We lived in Massachusetts, so it would have been like very difficult to get like high quality ingredients from other places. While we travel around, I see what's in the area and I get the like ingredients, but also on the road I've been able to start a few businesses like car detailing. Uh Sometimes at events I like to be people's private chef. Like they buy the ingredients and like pay me a little bit and I cook dinner for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's definitely given me some
Hey
opportunities.
man, you haven't made me dinner yet. Where's the offer at?
Where's the money?
That's great. What else?
It's definitely given me a lot of opportunities.
Mhm.
I could spend all day talking about them.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
Sounds good. Do you think you'll travel in the future?
definitely.
What would that look like?
So I want to move to Italy when I'm older.
Really? Like forever or like temporarily?
No, temporarily. I want to travel around Europe and stuff. Definitely, because first of all, food culture.
Of course.
Second of all, because I can. I have free will. It'll be awesome.
Well, not if you join the Marines.
Well, yeah, but we'll see how long I stay there.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna complete like the 4 years. But we'll see.
Do you think you'll travel in an RV or just go hotel hopping?
Maybe like I think an RV if I'm traveling around the country. And
the United States.
Yeah, the United States, and then hotel hopping around Europe. And if I find a place I really like,
just move there.
Move there.
That
Learn
sounds
the language.
great.
Duolingo's got me.
Yeah, for real. That's awesome. So for all of the teens listening, do you have any advice for them if they live on the road?
If you're traveling to all these places, if your family's going on hikes or something, don't be the one that stays back. Like go out on the hikes, like explore the country, like see God's beauty. That's my advice.
Don't be the one who stays home.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. It's like, you know, there are people who like it more than other people, and it can be hard to always want to do the things. It can be hard to always be going out, especially when you just want to stay home and do nothing. But then, you don't want to look back and think that you missed something.
Yeah, you don't want to like, especially like in 10, 15 years, when I look at the pictures, because my mom like made a bunch of books.
Oh yeah?
Like big books of like our travels. I don't want to be the person like 10, 15 years that look at the books and not see me in any of the pictures.
Yeah. So is that what motivates you to go out and do stuff?
Yeah. Also, my family sort of makes me.
Right, yeah. Not 18 yet, unfortunately. So do you have a channel or social media or book or anything else you'd like to share?
I do have a social media.
Yeah.
It's about me cooking.
Shocker.
It's Riley_cooks_.
And what do you post on there?
Me cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has traveling impacted it in any way?
Definitely yes, because while we were up in Maine, or like Massachusetts, right on top of Maine, I made a few videos about like lobster and stuff just because we got fresh lobster. And also, as we travel around, I learn about new recipes from friends and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah.
So if you like cooking and you live on the road, then Riley's got you covered. Before we wrap up, do you have any closing thoughts or questions for me?
It's the same question you asked me earlier. How has being on the road affected your faith?
My faith? So, growing up, we've always been Christian. My dad grew up Catholic, and my mom, she kind of grew up Christian, but she had to find God on her own because of her situation in life. And so I always grew up Christian. And we would go to church on like Saturday nights, regular Christian girl doing the things and youth group and stuff. And then we got on the road, and it was a combination of some relationship issues that I was going through and moving and getting older, and I just like kind of hit a really hard place in my life. And it was our first summer that we went traveling. We were basically in Colorado the whole summer. And I just remember like it was such a great time of healing and growth for me, and finding God as he is and not as I want him to be.
Yeah.
That was a really great time for me. And since then, it's been the combination of, crazy travel, living on the road, and also getting older that has helped me to find him more and find the
Yeah.
desire for him more. We haven't been able to go to church really because we're always doing stuff. So it seems like Sundays are just never available. And then, at the same time, it's like going to a new church every week is like a little daunting,
It's also like it is pretty cool though getting to see like the different types of like styles of the churches like around the country.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's just like getting my
It's-
whole family to go is a
it's-
different story.
Yeah, I got you.
But I would say that it has definitely helped me, and just being in nature more and being in his creation and connected more, that is something that I could not replicate anywhere else. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, do you have a question for our next guest? Can be silly or serious.
A question for the next guest. If you were to like have like a custom made rig, what would you want in it?
That's a great question. Benoit is wondering, do you prefer hot or cold climates?
Most definitely cold.
Yeah? You are a northeasterner.
Yes. I want to be able to wear like sweaters and jeans and stuff, like cargo pants.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like being hot. Being hot and like sticky is just.
I hate it too. I prefer cold. But then there's those weird people who love Florida, and I'm like, why? Yeah, I don't know.
Also, Florida is ridiculously expensive.
That's true too. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me, Riley.
Of course, thank you for having me.
If you liked this episode, feel free to subscribe so you never miss one. If you'd like to connect with us, follow us on Instagram and feel free to reach out with any questions or feedback. And don't forget to leave us a review on your streaming service of choice. It really helps us grow and reach more listeners like you. If you're a traveling teen interested in being a guest star on the show, fill out our form and we'll get back to you soon. Our intro song was created for Teens on the Road by Mila Rose, and you can follow her Instagram at Mila Rose Sings. Special thank you to our guest of the day, Riley Mentus. Follow his adventures on Instagram at Riley_Cooks_. Thank you again for listening, and see you down the road.